Okay, so in this example, we have a graph, and now there's no table of values. So the question says that we would like to draw the line y equals to negative 3x plus 1 on a sheet of graph paper. Okay, I've provided you a grid of graph paper, and from the graph we want to find the value of y when x equals to 0.5. But the first thing is, because this question requires you to use the graph, you need to draw the graph first. Okay, so let's draw the graph first. It's going to be quite straightforward, but the problem here is that it does not have any y on x, or we call it axis, right? So it doesn't have any y on x axis for you, and hence you need to start drawing the axis on your own. Okay. For now, we always try to use 1 cm to 1. Okay. So what does 1 cm to 1 unit mean? So for example, if you use a ruler to measure on your paper, this length here is 1 cm. Okay, we're going to use this 1 cm to represent 1 unit of intervals. What do I mean by that? So if I were to draw a line, let's say I draw a line, you don't have to do this now. Okay, but maybe I shouldn't do this. Okay, if you draw a line, okay, if I have a number line, okay, don't draw this. It's just an example. If this is 1, for every 1 cm, there will be increase in 1 unit. So 1 cm is 1 grid, right? So here will be 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we want them to be in equal intervals. Okay, it does not make sense if you do something like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Then maybe you do something like 4. Okay, this does not make sense. Why? Because you see, this length here is 2 cm, and it represents 1 unit, right? While here is 1 cm, but this represents 1 unit. They are not equal. You need them to be in equal intervals. And here, 4 cm is 1 unit. You see, it does not make sense. While in here, this is 1 unit for 1 cm. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same. Okay, we want to make them in equal intervals such that it is nicer to draw. It will get more accurate values and accurate answers. Okay, so which is correct? This is the correct one. This is the wrong one. Okay, now let's erase this. I'm going to erase all of these, and we're going to start drawing the graph. But before you draw the graph, the first step is always to think, how are you going to draw the graph? How to start drawing? Okay, the first step is you need points, and more specifically the coordinates. Okay, you need coordinates. You need to have axes, and you need to know how far to draw. How far to draw your axis. Okay, so how to find points? I usually like to start with very simple points. So in this case, for this equation, y is equals to negative 3x plus 1. What I'll do is I will actually use easy points, easy values of x. You can choose any value of x, but you must choose easy values of x. So in this case, I would choose any easy values of x. Why choose any easy values of x? Okay, let's look at the previous part. Are these all easy values of x? They are, right? Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. You can always just choose easy values here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose like what's it called? I'm going to choose when x is equals to negative 2. What is y equals to? Y is equals to negative 3 times negative 2 plus 1. Use your calculator, you will have 7. When x is equals to negative 1, y is equals to negative 3 times negative 1 plus 1. Can you see that I'm choosing very simple values of x to find out points on the on the function y equals to negative 3x plus 1. Okay, the goal is to find points that lie on this function here. Okay, I repeat, the goal is to find easy points that lie on this function y equals to negative 3x plus 1. And hence this will be 3 plus 1 is equals to 4. So technically I have 2 points already. I have negative 2, 7. I also have negative 1, 4. Okay, so next, just try more values. It's good to have at least 4 to 5 points. So when x equals to 0, y is equals to negative 3 times 0 plus 1. And actually this is very simple. This is just 1. So I have another point, 0, 1. Okay, just one more just to be safe. So x equals to 1 and y is equals to negative 3 times 1 plus 1, and this is equals to negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. So you see that right now I can have multiple, I have created, okay, multiple values, okay, to help me with my journey of drawing graphs. Now, with that being said, we're going to look at how far and wide we need to draw now. If you look at the question, we need to draw quite a good amount. We're going to look at the coordinates here. The maximum y coordinate is about 7. The lowest is about negative 2. So you need to space out your axis, okay, to cater for this amount of space. So let's go here. When you start drawing the graph, you need to draw the axis on your own. Very simply, I like to make it a little bit more even. Okay, so I just make sure probably somewhere like that. Okay, you draw a horizontal x-axis. Okay, I will draw a horizontal, a vertical y-axis here. Oops, sorry. Okay, so this is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. Now the origin will be always at the intersection there. Okay, next I will have every 1 cm, so this space is 1 cm, will be 1 unit. Now the question is, can I have 2 cm to 1 unit? So for example, I don't really want I don't want 1 cm, I want 2 cm. Can, sure, you can have 1 cm here. As long they are always equal, you also have the negative region. Okay, and that will be good. Okay, but for now, let's stick to something easy first. I will make everything 1 cm to 1 unit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, just do about negative 5, negative 6. Okay, in this case, just do quite simple things. Simple values would be great. Oh, this is not 7. See, I count wrong. It should be 6. So if this is supposed to be 6, then we have 7. Okay, then now let's turn to the y-axis. Okay, we also do the same for the y-axis. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you realize I draw more for y-axis. There's a reason why. If you look at one of the coordinates that you have, okay, one of the coordinates that you have is negative 2, 7. So that's quite high actually. So we try to cater more for more. Okay, so we have finally set up the axis. Okay, we can start plotting the points. The first one we have is negative 2, 7. So over here, negative 2, 7, negative 1, 4, 0, 1, and 1, negative 2. So negative 2, negative 7. Negative 2, 7, it's somewhere here. Okay, negative 1, 4. Negative 1, 4 is here. Okay, we have 0, 0, 1. Oh, 0, 1 again. So 0, 1 is here. Okay, and finally 1, negative 2. 1, negative 2 is here. Okay, so you realize that you can start plotting your points. Okay, if you take a look at what I'm doing now. Okay, so Let's quickly show you all my screen over here. You use a ruler, okay, place it over your points, and make sure all 4 points lie on the same line. Once they lie on the same line, yeah, you can draw your line. Okay, so it's actually rather straightforward, nothing too difficult. Okay, you just need to follow these steps very closely, and everything will make sense. Okay, everything makes sense. Okay, draw a little bit longer. I always draw longer than usual. So you see I have so much space, right? So I'm going to start drawing a little bit longer. How to ensure that you draw longer? Just make sure that when you put your ruler on the line, you can extend it and it remains the same side, the same like length, and the same way that it's drawn longer. Here as well. Okay, make sure it stays the same. Okay, what you cannot do is, for example, you draw a line like that. Okay, you cannot have the connection like that. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. It does not look straight at all. Okay, it really does not look straight. Okay, so I have to say that this is very important. Okay, you need to make it as straight as possible. Okay, now what you can do is actually let's write the function. So this line here is y equals to negative 3x plus 1. With that, let's work on question A and question B. We're going to find the value of y when x equals to 0.5. 0.5 means half, right? So it should be somewhere here. Okay, 0.5 is here. Okay, you draw a dotted line downwards. Okay, it should be a point here. Okay, this point here is the point where x equals to 0.1. And I draw a dotted line, and I will get here is, you need to do some measurements. So you see there are 5 boxes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So for every 1 cm there are about 5 boxes. If you divide them properly, each box would go for about 0.1 centimeters. Sorry, every 0.2 centimeters is about every 0.2 centimeters is about 0.2 units. So actually at this part, the coordinate here, okay, this coordinate here is actually 0.5 comma negative. Okay, it's going down 2 units, so it's negative 0.4. Okay, so this point actually tells us when x is equals to 0.5, y is negative 0.4. Okay, how I get negative 0.4? Again, show you. Because at this stage, here is 0, down is every smaller box downwards is 0.2 units. So this 0.2, 0.4, negative 0.2, negative 0.4, negative 0.6, negative 0.8, and then finally negative 1. So at this line here, this blue line here, okay, at this, oh my gosh. Okay, at this blue line here. Okay, wait, I need to make my line straight again. Okay, at this blue line here, this is actually negative 0.4. Okay, can you all see the lines here? The lines are very important here. Okay, so I can say then when x is equals to 0.5, y is equals to negative 0.4. Okay, what happens when the value is y equals to 4? So when y equals to 4, okay, we're talking about this question now. So when y equals to 4, find the value of x. So y equals to 4 is here. Oh, but it's somewhat this point, right? This point that we found. This is very good. So since this point that we found is the answer, actually this is the answer already. And it's okay. So we have a very beautiful answer here. You just need to show the dotted lines because the question says from the graph. Okay? And then this is -1, 4. So when y equals to 4, x equals to -1. Okay? So this is actually how you should answer this question. Things to take note. Number 1, drawing of x's. So take note. A few things covered here. Drawing of x's. Okay, which is this is just the y and this is just the x. Plotting, choosing and plotting of points. Okay, so how we did that is that I chose the points here. Okay, choose any points and then I plot the points. Okay, last but not least, drawing of graph. Okay, there's almost 3 steps here, and the last one is to find values of y, x and y whenever you do something. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this here. At the end, you probably can pause this video to take a look at what is going on here. Okay, so that's all for this example on how to draw the graph. Oh, this took very long. Okay, see ya.